sonaba Night Swimming, qué pedazo de banda del día de la fecha, para arrancar esta sección que se llama ¿Es esto o la fábrica? Esta sección en donde repensamos, redefinimos, rediscutimos todo lo que tiene que ver con la industria de la música, esta industria que hace un puñadito de años nada más precisaba de barcos, de aviones, de containers para llevar adelante esta industria de la música que suena en todos lados, para llevar a un disco de acá para allá, para lo que sea. Todo eso ha cambiado un montón en este último puñadito de años y para eso tenemos esta sección para charlar con músicos, con productores musicales, con organizadores de festivales, sobre todo lo que envuelve a la industria de la música. Y hoy es un día especial porque nos vamos a ir, si no recuerdo mal, para Reino Unido, para Inglaterra, para hablar con los amigos de Night Swimming que ya están conectados con nosotros. Hello, how are you? Are you listening me good? Hi, hermano.
Hey, ¿qué tal?
¿Qué tal,
Vamos, nene.
Hey, thank you for having us. Yeah, good.
You speak Spanish? Everyone speaks Spanish?
No, very well. Un poquito.
No, not the best.
Un poquito. Well, relax. I'm gonna leave you with Raúl. He's gonna make a weird questionnaire. We make a lot of fun, and later we are going to talk about the present of Night Swimming. Are you okay?
Vámonos.
Okay.
Todo tuyo, Raúl. ¿Cómo estoy surfeando hoy?
Increíble todo. Hablan un poquito de español, hablaste en inglés, toda una mezcla increíble. Muy bueno. We are live. We are going to make you a questionnaire, and I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. So we are really happy to meet you because I personally really love your band. I found it on YouTube, and it's incredible things that you have uploaded. So we are going to start with the interview. Please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
My name is Jesse Roach. I'm from Bristol. 25 años.
Nice.
I'm Sam Allen. I'm 24 and I'm from Bristol too.
Ok, bueno, tenemos a Sam y a Jesse que son de Bristol y tienen 25 y 24 años cada uno. And can you tell us which is your first memory of you listening to music?
Wow.
Do you want to go first, Jesse, or I can go? I know that answer quite.
You got the answer?
It's Are You Ready for Love by Elton John. My parents used to play me that when I was a child. That's the first song I can remember.
Wow.
I think for me it's probably like Dreams or by Fleetwood Mac. My parents used to play Rumours a lot when I was growing up, and it just stuck out to me. I just remember that very clearly from my childhood. That and Miles Davis as well.
Wow. Bueno, tenemos un nivel musical alto. Sam nos contó que el padre solía escuchar a Elton John y Jesse Fleetwood Mac. Y le quería preguntar, Sam, Elton John was a really big artist in Bristol?
Elton John?
Sí. It was really big?
I guess a lot of people listen to him here, and yeah, he did a gig recently as well. He played here.
It's a really important thing in the UK.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Still a very big artist these days.
Perfect. And can you tell us where do you get the music from? From the radio, from YouTube, from Spotify?
We're a big fan of physical media as well. I mean, we love, we find loads of artists from Spotify. I think that's where, I Discover Weekly and stuff. Me and Jesse use Discover Weekly a lot.
Yeah.
But I think we also still like discovering, we still like actually going out there playing with loads of different new bands and everything. Try and take as many opportunities as we can to meet new artists, and that's kind of how we find new music, actually. It's mostly just meeting artists.
Perfecto. Tremendo lo que acaban de decir. Les pregunté de dónde sacan música. Dice que bueno, generalmente ellos exploran bastante Spotify. Son muy fanáticos de lo físico, de los discos, y también que es una muy buena manera de ellos encontrarse con otros artistas. Esa es la manera que generalmente encuentran músicos, encuentran música de rodearse de amigos y de pasarse música. And can you tell us which was your first instrument and which was the first song that you learned?
For me, it was very basic. I learned Smoke on the Water,
Perfect.
It's a classic.
On guitar, of course. You know, I guess I only really play guitar and bass, and I can play a bit of piano, but I don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah, you know, I wish I had a more unique song, but
No, it's okay. It's perfect. Sorry the question, but we have a doubt in Latin America. For us, the instruments are really expensive. When you were a child, you have an expensive instrument or a cheap one?
No, very cheap.
Cheap.
Squire Strat. I had to put a little bit of tissue in the nut to keep the string up.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I love the chords.
I didn't know your first guitar was a Stratocaster as well. I had a Benson Stratocaster. It was my dad got it for me on eBay for about well, I suppose it would have been about 70 euros, I think. And it came with an amp that just hardly wanted to work. It was like the cheapest of cheap you could get.
Yeah. I don't think my parents went to spend too much money in case I was like, nah.
Because I didn't want to do it, yeah.
and how do you reach the instrument? You ask, I want to play guitar. How was that?
Well, I learned when I was very young, about maybe 6 or 7, and then I got kind of bored of playing guitar, and I stopped playing for a while, and then when I was about 15 I started playing again. And
we both have the exact same journey actually, with guitar. Yeah, I think there were certain artists that both for me it was like Eric Clapton when I was 8 years old. That made me want to pick up a guitar, and then it was like Nirvana and a bit of emo music, funny enough, that made me want to pick it back up at 15 actually.
Yeah, it's like Jimi Hendrix for me and stuff.
Yeah.
I got more into music when I was my teenage years. I don't think I appreciated it as much, and then I was like, oh, actually I really want to play guitar.
Wow. Hermoso. Bueno, nos estaban contando, le pregunté cuáles fueron sus primeros instrumentos y cuáles fueron las primeras canciones. And Sam, sorry, your first song, the first song that you learned.
Do you kind of have a band called Snow Patrol? Do you know a band called Snow Patrol? Yeah, Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol.
Beautiful.
Was beautiful. Yeah, that's the first song I loved. It's a lovely song.
Sí.
But yeah, it's still a very basic song, but.
And Snow Patrol is big in Bristol. They are really big.
Yeah, well, back in the day, they had a remote moment about 10 years ago, but there's a lot of buzz around their new album at the moment, actually. So yeah, they're still very much about. Yeah, especially in Bristol, all over the country, actually. Same as, of course, like Elton John and Fleetwood Mac.
Perfect.
Really big in the UK, really big.
Perfect. Bueno, nos estaban contando sus primeros instrumentos y cuáles fueron las primeras canciones que aprendieron. Bueno, Jesse nos contó que fue simple, Smoke on the Water fue la primera canción que aprendió.
Salió 1000 veces.
Sí,
1000 veces salió.
Sí. Smoke on the Water was like a regular. We asked everybody all around the world, and it was Smoke on the Waters, the guitar players are like that. Sí. Y bueno, lo que nos contaba que aprendió a los 6 años a tocar la guitarra y que realmente no le dio mucha importancia, después se aburrió, se compró una Strato que era barata y después a los 15 volvió a retomar la guitarra y ahí fue cuando empezó a tocar un poquito con más interés. Y lo que Sam nos estaba contando, que también el padre le compró una Stratocaster de 17 libras en eBay, increíble, y bueno, empezó a tocar y dice que cuando era chico le gustaba mucho Eric Clapton y después retomó más o menos en su adolescencia con Nirvana y cosas un poquito más emo. Y la primera canción que aprendió a tocar fue de Snow Patrol. Así que tenemos una mezcla de Elton John, Eric Clapton, Snow Patrol, unas cabezas gigantes llenas de música. And can you tell us, are there any places to study music for free or you have to pay in Bristol?
It's all paid in Bristol. Yeah, it's all. There's a couple of universities. We actually studied just outside of Bristol. We studied at the Bath Spa University.
This is how we met as a band. We all met.
Perfect. Yeah. Which was the name of the university?
Bath Spa. Bath Spa University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where it was? In which region?
There's a city called Bath near Bristol.
Bath. Perfect.
Just outside the city.
And you meet there?
Yes, yeah.
Playing, and what you were studying?
Well, we were doing music, commercial music.
Perfect. Wow. Bueno, nos estamos contando que en el Reino Unido todo lo que es relacionado con la música hay que pagar, y que ellos se fueron a una región que está pegada a Bristol, que está cerca, que se llama Bath, y fue en donde se encontraron ellos para tocar, a donde se unieron como banda, y se conocieron en la Universidad de Bath estudiando música. And can you tell us which is your first concert? Which was the first concert that you went?
Oh, so go on, Sam.
Mine was a band called Marmozets. They were like a math rock band. My first big stadium concert though was Def Leppard. Funny enough, with my dad. I was 15 years old. It was great. It was amazing. I was the youngest person there by miles.
Wow.
The first one that I remember is that I went to a music festival and I saw David Byrne. Funnily enough, I'm wearing a Talking Heads t-shirt. But yeah, that's the one that sticks out for me. I think when I was about maybe 10 or 11, or maybe a bit earlier.
See, and you went with your family or alone?
Yeah, with my family. It was a little festival in England called the Big Chill Festival.
Wow. Sí.
But yeah, it was great. It was great.
That for us is a really strange things to your fathers, your parents, to give you rock and roll music. It's like,
yeah.
Así le estás dando Def Leppard, Eric Clapton. Wow, the difference, between countries in that aspect is incredible. It's incredible. Manu says for us, our parent is like, listen to this, Eric Clapton. It's more nowadays, not an old thing, Manu, tenés una.
Pablo, pregúntale por favor por Iron Maiden. ¿Existe Iron Maiden en Inglaterra? Porque no la nombra nadie.
Sorry, sí. I'm a big fan of Iron Maiden too, but we want to know because Iron Maiden is really big, but nobody say that I'm a Iron Maiden listener. Do you know Iron Maiden is really big in the UK or not?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I made a massive
I used to listen
in the UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
when I was 16. Yeah, I used to listen to them a lot. I had a very big metal phase. I was listening to lots.
See, but that was a thing for old people, no? In the 40s, in the.
Yeah, I guess so these days. But I know there's still a lot of young listeners as well.
Wow.
I think it goes beyond the ages.
Perfect.
You like the music, you like the music.
Bruce Dickinson is incredible. It's incredible. I'm a big fan of Bruce Dickinson. Can you tell us how did Night Swimming project begin and why you put that name?
We were all in different years of uni. Me and Meg used to be in a band previously to this one, and then we decided to start a new band after the other one fell apart, and then we decided to look for new people in other years, and then we found Sam. It was like, he's the right guitarist for the job for sure. And
I was noisy.
Yeah, we're like, he likes guitar pedals. I like guitar pedals too.
Manu is a big fan of the guitar pedals, so he's going to make some questions after that.
I play with a chaos pad, I play with a chaos pad, So I love the pedals and that stuff.
Those pads are cool. I really want one of those. Yeah, that's the next step, I think, for me.
Yeah.
I have a real weird question for you guys, because I have a band too, and I love the stoner music, because stoner is like heavy metal but slow. Because I really like slow music, but I can't find a musician who can play slow, because it's as if a kind of anxiety wells, wells up in the body, and they can play same thing from the several beats without changing a note. The musician can play it. Do you find a relationship between anxiety and music? Did you ever think about it? Because I can find musicians who can play the same thing slow in several beats. know?
I think
Even
I think space is an important thing. I think I learned that from listening to like Miles Davis. And it's like, you know, he always said the less you play,
less is more. Yeah,
less is more.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think we're aware that, you know, like lyrics are important, and you want to make enough space for the singers to be heard. And I think also the kind of music we were inspired by, and some of the like kind of trip hop stuff, like Massive Attack, they definitely take on the approach of like less is more.
Absolutely. And same with the genre of music that you're playing, the more kind of like slower kind of metal. I think like there's a lot more discipline than people think there is with that kind of music. Like less is definitely more. Like you don't have to be changing things up every 2 seconds. It's sometimes nice just to have like a vibe going on, especially with our track like Evergreen. Like it's the same chord sequence the entire song, but we are just like adding and subtracting, and like it's still got the discipline of having that one kind of like ambient drone over it, but it's just kind of what you do with it, really. And I feel like it completely relates to that kind of more sludgier, kind of slower kind of stuff. So I think there's definitely some parallels there.
Yeah, repetition is important.
Repetition, yeah.
Todo, dijeron todo, aparte definieron un montón de cosas con datos, por eso son universitarios, mano. You're people from university because you make no things that with objective. You try to make it objective. No, perfecto. Bueno, Manu les preguntó lo de la ¿qué pasa con el tema de la ansiedad y la música, que la gente trata de tocar rápido, de llenar un montón de cosas, y lo que ellos le estaban diciendo que para Jesse empezó contando que el espacio es muy importante. Ya empezó muy claro todo. El espacio es muy importante. Bueno, comentaba por ejemplo de Miles Davis, y otra cosa que es muy importante también, dejar espacio para las letras, las lyrics que se entiendan. Entonces ahí como que se empieza a formar la canción, darle espacio a los instrumentos y a la música para que se entienda, y para que las lyrics, también las letras, se entiendan. Y ahí lo que nos estaba diciendo Sam, que por ejemplo en la canción que pasamos recién, que se llama Evergreen, es como tiene la misma progresión de acordes toda la canción, y van poniendo capas y sacando capas, y eso es lo que genera una vibe, le dijeron ellos, una atmósfera, que bueno, que es la que finalmente tiene la canción. Y nombraron también que ellos están muy inspirados en cosas como de trip hop, como Massive Attack, por ejemplo. Y bueno, que con esa inspiración, o sea, son las canciones que salen. Do you know 07?
Yeah, I know 07. Yeah.
They are perfect. In some weeks, we are going to make an interview to a band that makes covers of 07. They are incredible. Then I'm going to send you. See, because maybe you can meet and make something incredible. And the name, why you put Night Swimming?
It's from an REM song. From the album Automatic for the People. Yeah, one of the last tracks on it.
We took a year to get a name.
It's a long time. Yeah, trying to decide a name was the hardest bit.
Yeah, it was during the lockdown, so we had too much time to decide on the name, and then I think we're like, you know what? Let's take a song name.
But REM is an American band. You listen a lot of music from America too?
Yeah.
Yes, totally. Yeah, there's so much crossover. There's so much crossover between American and kind of like British music. Like of course, like Slowdive are really big in America. Same way that, you know, like REM are like really big over here. I think it's just all like that kind of like essence of indie. It's kind of just across the two countries that are just kind of like each other. Like,
you know, it started off with you know, in the 50s, bringing like rock and roll to the UK, and then you have the Beatles, and they bring it back. It's like a cycle. It keeps going back and forth.
Tremendo.
I think it's great. Yeah.
Muy bueno. Bueno, nos estaban comentando que por qué le pusieron el nombre. Fue durante el lockdown, durante el encierro en la pandemia, y es una canción de R.E.M. Es la última del disco Automatic for the People. Automatic for the People is a really sad album. It has the song Everybody Hurts. Fuck, that's song is
Yeah.
really,
Such
really
a
sad.
hard hitter.
We like a good cry. We like a good cry in that song.
And that is a really slow song. Va, Manu, ¿conoces la canción Everybody Hurts? Es de ese disco, es tremendo.
Ese disco.
Tremendo, sí, súper triste.
It's
I asked,
emotional.
I asked the same thing to all the English people. Do you know Hank Marvin from The Shadows?
Oh, Hank Williams.
No,
You say?
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
Hank Marvin. Hank Marvin.
From the Shadows.
The Shadows.
Don't actually.
Oh.
The
guitar
song
player.
Apache. The song Apache.
Rings a bell though.
Oh, a little bit. Yeah.
I found, for me, he's the lost piece between, I don't know, Gilmour, Clapton, and Django Reinhardt. You know, in the middle,
Yeah.
is Hank Marvin from The Shadow. I recommend to you, but it's
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Sí,
I want to talk about her. Because he's amazing. She's part of the beginning of the band. You find her before you try several singer. How do you find her? She's amazing.
the singer.
Well, we all joined the same university course, and Meg was in the same year as me, and we had similar music taste, and we decided we'd just work well together. And yeah, even though our first band fell apart, we're like, you know, it works well together. We should start another band. And yeah.
I think when you play music with a bunch of people, there's always like, you don't really kind of question sometimes why like friendships work in a certain way. Sometimes like there's this unspoken kind of thing. Music almost is this kind of unspoken thing that just keeps you all together. And yeah, you can't really explain why you enjoy being friends and spending a lot of time with people so much. But yeah, if that makes sense. Like it's really strange to kind of dissect it. Yeah.
No.
We're all just great friends. That helps.
That is really.
And we travel a lot together. We spend a lot of time with each other, especially these past few weeks after the records come out. We've just spent a grand total. It must be at least like 24-25 hours in a car overall, coming back from Paris.
We just
like,
to
and from Paris, yeah. So yeah. It's unspoken, I think.
That is a real band.
Ayúdame con la traducción ahí que entendí la mitad.
Sí, no, muy bueno lo que acaban de decir, es tremendo lo que acaban de decir porque es lindo. Vos le preguntaste por cómo se llevan, cómo conocieron a la cantante y cómo se llevan con ella, y lo que estaban diciendo, bueno, todos se conocieron en la universidad en Bath, y bueno, ellos tenían una banda antes, desapareció la banda y bueno, la encontraron porque estaban haciendo la misma aula, la misma clase. Y empezaron a tocar con ella, y una de las cosas que dijo Sam que a mí me encanta, que concuerdo totalmente, cuando realmente tenés una banda y tocas con un grupo en serio, la química que hay no se puede describir, es algo que no se dice, o sea, no se habla, no es que firmaste un contrato y decís las cosas son así, son cosas que no se dicen, y ahí está la química. Sí, no, muy bueno lo que acaban de decir. In August of 2022 you released an EP with 2 songs, and in September of this year you released your last EP with 5 songs. You changed many things in the recording process, or it was the same?
Completely different process, right?
New producer, new studio. There's been a lot. The way we recorded it as well. We last time we kind of layered stuff. Recorded stuff separately. This time we recorded everything live, and we just put it on tape. So, you know, we're all perfectionists, I think, in the band, I'd say. And sometimes it's hard to, know when to stop adding things.
Yes.
And so if we record to tape, then we have to just get it right, and we can't add that layers, and that works for us well, I think.
And there are even moments on the final version of the EP where we get it wrong. There are like flubs, there are mess ups on the EP, but they're kind of part of what makes that EP, I think, feel the way it does. With the first when we worked with Cal on Freight Train to Wall, he was amazing, absolutely amazing. He really really let us like flesh out our sound, and we took time doing the drums separately, and then you put the bass on top, and then you put the guitar on top. You kind of just layer things. This time it was literally just everyone in a room, mics in front of the amps. The amps are all facing each other, drums are facing us. Meg's in the vocal booth in the other room. Press play, and then that's the record. Which is really fun. It's a little bit rock and roll, I think, doing it that way for how we sound. But I think it really paid off, and we recorded all 5 songs in 4 days. It was done and mixed at the end of it. The last day we didn't play a note, actually. We mixed it. Yeah. 2 very different processes. I think 2 effective processes, but we gel well more now with just doing it on tape live in the room.
Yeah, just definitely. one or two overdubs, and
only one or two. Only one or two.
Yeah, we only have 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
computers involved,
Bueno, lo que nos estaban contando ellos, en el 2022 sacaron un EP con 2 canciones y en septiembre hace poquito sacaron el último con 5 canciones, y lo que nos estaban contando que el proceso de composición, el proceso de grabación fue completamente distinto, porque el primero fue por capas, o sea, fueron grabando todos por separado y después lo juntaron, y este último lo grabaron en 4 días todos juntos, así que dicen que fue un proceso un poco más rock and rollero para el tipo de bandas que son. Y dice que el resultado de los dos fue muy bueno, pero completamente diferente. Uno, el primero todo por separado, y el otro todos juntos en 4 días sacaron las canciones. Do you have any composition process?
I think it's a case of either me or Sam. We normally bring in a guitar idea, and then we rehearse every week pretty much. So every week we might have, maybe something new to work on, and then we just build it up with the rest of the band. It will start a very small idea, and then it will just evolve until we got something.
Usually we find the best songs we've wrote, the ones that we do release. Meg usually comes up with a vocal idea like quite quickly.
Yeah.
Like it takes her a while to write the lyrics because they mean a hell of a lot to her, and it means a hell of a lot to us that she feels comfortable with the lyrics that she's singing, because we're gonna hopefully be singing them for quite a while. But yeah, no. It can be quite a short process, but also can be quite a long process. It really depends, but it's usually all done in the room. There's hardly any computers involved, unless we're experimenting with sounds and harmonies and stuff, and we want to hear it back. That's when a computer gets involved. But
sometimes we do a Logic demo, but
yeah, like a Logic demo. But most of the time, it is just us bouncing energy off of each other, disagreeing more than agreeing, which I think is important. Being in a band is like being able to say no to each other.
Yes.
A lot, yeah. It's I feel like there's more of a trusting environment if you can be like, nah, don't do that.
Yeah. That is being part of a band. Totalmente de acuerdo, sí. Of course. Bueno, lo que le pregunté a Manu recién es que si tienen algún proceso de grabación, y lo que nos estaba contando que, bueno, generalmente son ellos dos, Jesse y Sam, los que llevan alguna parte de una canción y empiezan a jugar. Ellos ensayan casi todas las semanas, y bueno, también mezclan, es como que tienen una parte en donde van viendo sonidos, van experimentando con sonidos, y otra que es directamente qué parte toca y qué parte no. Y una cosa que dicen que es muy importante, que las bandas no tengan miedo a decir que no. O sea, alguno de los miembros dice que no, y no se rompe la banda, no pasa nada. O sea, no, listo, y pasan a otra cosa y siguen tocando. Manu, ¿qué pregunta tenías?
Sí, how did you handle the recording the drum sound, the sound of the drum? It's sound between acoustic and electronic. It's in the middle, just in the middle.
It's actually completely acoustic. Yeah, I think it has had some processing, like it's gone through compression, and there is there's a reverb bus going. I don't think a lot of drums are going to a reverb bus at all, actually. The drums are done. The way we recorded it was in a big barn, actually. Big barn house. So the drums are in the room, and all the reverb actually you're hearing on the drums is the sound of the room and all the room mics and stuff. So the drums are quite natural sounding, but I think the sound of the room probably actually does give it a bit of a digital kind of vibe, I suppose. But yeah, just completely acoustic.
Tremendo, Manu, lo que acaban de decir. Es natural, el sonido de la banda.
Natural.
Viste que tiene un sonido.
Sí.
And you put casi in the front of the band, the drum, you know?
Yes, we're kind of in a circle. Yeah.
I love that.
We really like the band.
Yeah, Torrent.
I really hear the band, you know? No, sí.
And how do you choose of which song make a video?
To make a video, I guess we've done small little videos for each of them. I think making a music video is very expensive to do, so we decided it would be better to just have small visual clips for all of them. Just to have something to represent what they sound like, rather than spending lots of time and money trying to make a music video and then maybe it doesn't work out. Yeah.
Like I think we wanted to showcase each song. We definitely had an idea for which songs were going to be the singles. So of course there was a bit more like, I suppose, like concept put into those put into certain ones, like Let That Be Enough with the fireworks. But at the same time, like a song like Warmer, I think like speaks for itself as well. So like, we didn't go too crazy on the visualizers. We just wanted a bit of an aid, if that makes sense.
And one recommendation, you have to put the lyrics somewhere, because I send some of your music to people in Argentina, and I don't know, I can't understand, and I try to find the lyrics, and they are not on internet. So please.
Videos.
I think we've got them on Spotify now, but I think sometimes it takes a while for them to up. Have we got all of them up?
Well, we'll have to take a look, because I'm like, there's something that we do want to put all the lyrics. We have put all the lyrics up somewhere, I think, but the lyric videos would be a good idea, I think. Maybe next.
Maybe. For the Spanish listeners, most of all. And can you tell us something about only 3 more questions? We are going to finish the interview. Thanks for your time. We love to speak with you. Can you tell us?
It's been a joy. Thank you. It's been amazing.
No, we want to meet you and play some football or drink some beer, something like that.
That sounds great. We'll have to come over.
Yes. Can you tell us something about Bristol actual music scene?
I guess modern day music scene. Yeah. I guess it's a very kind of artsy place outside of London. You know, I think there's its own kind of music scene. A lot of people are into drum and bass. I don't know if you listen to that, but it's kind of got its own identity within the UK, I think. And of course, you have the history of like trip hop with Massive Attack and Portishead. And I do think that influences the sound a bit. You have people with those kind of influences, and I think there's a unique style of music you get coming out of Bristol. And there's lots of day festivals going on here. You have a lot of great venues. You have a venue on a boat called the Thekla, which is great.
Nice.
You play the stage. You're at a slight angle.
Muy well. Crazy. Nice. And I'm a big fan of Massive Attack. I have the chance to watch them 3 times. They are incredible. They are incredible. And with the originals and with the original musicians, they are really incredible. But I didn't know that it's still like a route in Bristol. It's important. Beautiful.
I think
it's one of the most important, I think, bands to ever come out of Bristol.
Wow.
We saw them recently as well. We saw them a month ago. When they did their climate, their sort of climate theme show. They're amazing. One of the best.
And they are really dark. They are really dark. It's like everything is sunny, sunshine day. Massive Attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Sí,
it's
sí, no.
quite rainy.
Sí,
Quite
sí.
rainy.
Rainy, right?
Yeah,
That is.
yeah.
No, not dark, rainy. It became rainy. Sí.
Well, that makes it
Totalmente, sí, sí. Muy bueno, totalmente. Manu, ¿tenés alguna otra pregunta?
I only have a recommendation. We are people, and we are thought. In those strange thought, I recommend to you mix her voice with a theremin.
A theremin.
A theremin. I can go there.
Her voice, and a theremin.
Yeah, I've used a theremin before. They're fun. Like, I can't quite got the hang of it though.
And I wanna travel though. I wanna know the entire world. Sometime, and I need to know. It's easy to find weed in Bristol.
Is it? Sorry.
It's easy to find weed in Bristol.
Easy to find.
Yeah,
Easy to
yeah,
find.
actually very
find
easy.
weed.
Yeah, it's actually very easy.
It's very important to me.
Thanks.
It's very important to me. It's very.
He
important.
makes the same questions all over the world. For people in Taiwan, in Germany, all over the world.
You wouldn't be hard pressed, my friend. You would not be hard pressed.
Yes. Fast. This is fast. Yes, go, bro.
Listo, sí, dice que no tenés ningún problema, Manu, que tiene ya está, perfecto.
Sí, Raúl.
Thanks for the answer that question. Beautiful. Muy bueno, sí. Maybe we can meet in some future in UK or maybe in Europe. I really like your band and I hope that you went really big, like Massive Attack and that thing. Because you
la pregunta de las redes.
Sí. Bueno.
Las redes.
Sí. Two more questions. What do you think about social medias and streaming services?
Wow, that's a can of worms. I think it's done a lot of positive. To start off with, I'll start off with positive, like for discovering artists. Like when we played in Paris, a lot of like the other day, a lot of people we weren't expecting came to see us and actually said they found us from like Instagram and through like being recommended on Spotify. But at the same time, like it's not very attractive to talk about money, but it has stripped a lot of like monetization away from artists. So like it is getting harder and harder to make a living off of being an artist. So it's kind of this double-edged sword at the moment where it's like, wow, people are finding our music, but we're not kind of seeing much monetary fruits from our labor. I mean, that's not what it's about. Like at the end of the day, we just love making music and we just love being a band. Like first and foremost, you know. But yeah, there's my 2 cents on like streaming and social media and music. Yeah,
we're not really a TikTok band.
We're not really. Yeah,
you know, it seems to be the thing these days. But I think a lot of the trends. We kind of do our own thing. We can't really do it because we look very unnatural.
Yeah,
I can understand that. Muy bueno. Thanks for that.
La cantante está todo el tiempo en redes, pues eso suma un montón para la banda.
He wants to know if the singer is in the social media and streaming services all the way, or she's maybe not interested.
Meg doesn't do a lot of social media. You know, we all have Spotify and we use Spotify. But like Instagram wise, I think I only really go through the band now for Instagram now. Like I don't use Instagram a hell of a lot, like personally. Not as much as I did when I was a teenager. Same with like I think everyone in the band, Yeah,
I think when you're a teenager you care about everything a lot more, how people think of you and you know, Instagram and stuff like that, it affects it. But I think as you get a bit older, you're like, I don't really.
Yeah.
Sí, it's like that, totalmente. Sí. Bueno, nos estaban contando un poco lo que pensaban de las social medias en streaming services y lo que dice que por un lado es bueno porque te conocen en muchas partes del mundo, alrededor del mundo. Por ejemplo, fueron a Francia y ya había gente que los había contactado, que los conocían, pero bueno, no hay monetización de nada y dicen que ellos, pese a eso, que no les importa demasiado porque van a seguir haciendo música porque es lo que realmente les importa. Y Jesse estaba agregando que uno cuando es chico, cuando es adolescente, realmente le importa lo que los demás piensen, pero después cuando uno se hace más viejo, no. Así que concuerdo. I'm agree with that. I'm over 40.
Yeah. I mean, it's important to the band. But, you know, for me...
Sí, we can understand. I completely agree with that. Muy bueno. Sí.
Nos vamos con Mirror,
Sí.
Raulo. ¿Qué es para ellos Mirror?
Perfecto. We are going to close the interview and we are going to listen to the song Mirror. Can you tell us something about that particular song just to know?
Yeah, so Mirror is the oldest song on the EP, isn't it? It's we wrote a lot of music being a band. Boiled the tracks down, boiled our discography down to kind of 5 songs for this EP. So Mirror's the oldest one. It's written from the perspective, from Meg's perspective as a younger woman, sort of navigating kind of being in a more adult environment as you kind of turn like 17, 18, and how kind of like things you experience kind of affect the way you kind of view the world even later in life. That's Mirror in a nutshell.
Thank you very much for your time. We really like your music and keep on making music. We keep in touch, okay? Thank you.
Keep in touch.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.